cross and then roll.
That's perfect, man.
There you go. Move your head after the last punch. Beautiful. Yeah. Again, get out of there.
Leaked footage has surfaced, revealing Mike Tyson's intense training routine, sparking excitement for his upcoming fight against Jake Paul. At 57, Tyson's skills on the pads remain as sharp as ever, showcasing his enduring power and speed, defying the expectations of his age.
Nice. Beautiful.
Extremely vicious workout, right?
Following the announcement of the fight, Tyson boldly declared his intention to end Jake Paul's boxing journey. The contrast between the two is stark, as Tyson has been seen using a cane for support on multiple occasions. Additionally, Tyson's battle with sciatica in 2022 underscores the physical toll time has taken on his once dominant physique. In an interview with Greta Van Susteren, Tyson admitted, "I have sciatica every now and then. When it flares up, I can't even talk." While concerns about Tyson's health have been raised by many, Manny Pacquiao remains confident in Tyson's abilities. When asked about Paul's chances against the 57-year-old legend, Pacquiao expressed skepticism, simply stating, "I don't think so," before walking away, leaving his words to linger. On the other hand, UFC star Conor McGregor has shown little enthusiasm for the matchup. McGregor, who likely sees little reason to bring a retired legend like Tyson back into the ring against a much younger opponent like Paul, remarked, "It's a bit strange. The interest is low. I don't know, I don't really understand it. I always root for Mike." As the Paul vs. Tyson fight approaches, even outspoken figures like McGregor may find themselves picking a side. McGregor hinted at his support for the revitalized Tyson, referring to him as Tyson 2.0.
Your thoughts on this Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight?
Oh, geez, I don't. It's a bit strange. You know, is my interest? The interest is a low one. I don't know. I don't really. I don't understand it.
Got it. Any difference between this one and?
I wish well for Mike.
We're gonna go. Awesome. Thank you.
However, whether McGregor's predictions will align with reality remains to be seen. Meanwhile, following recent sightings of Mike Tyson using a cane, figures like Oscar de la Hoya have warned Jake Paul not to underestimate the former heavyweight champion. These cautionary messages, coming from various corners, are directed squarely at the YouTuber. De la Hoya stated, "Jake Paul, you say you want to be a world champion. You say you want to take this sport seriously, then take it seriously. What is this? This is not a popularity contest." De la Hoya remains firmly convinced that this fight will be Jake Paul's toughest challenge yet. Despite his reservations about the matchup itself, Oscar believes Tyson's presence in the ring will pose significant hurdles for Paul. He added, "I'm actually praising Jake Paul for taking this sport seriously because I really feel that if he fights the right fights and takes the right path to that world title, he can actually get there. I'm not sure if he can win it, but he can get there, it's up to him." De La Hoya's primary concern, however, lies in protecting Mike Tyson's legacy. He struggles with the idea of Tyson facing a boxer he considers to be of lesser caliber. While De La Hoya has expressed reluctance about the fight, he acknowledges the reasoning behind Tyson and his opponent seizing the opportunity. Despite his doubts, he concedes that the bout is likely to draw significant attention and generate substantial revenue.
Through Mike Tyson, he's not gonna, he's gonna make a shitload of money. He's gonna gain more popularity on Mike Tyson's expense. Do I like it? No.
Additionally, De La Hoya emphasized that the fight wouldn't be dangerous for Tyson, noting that Tyson has faced monsters in the ring before. He highlighted Tyson's resilience, stating, "He has a chin. I'm sure he can still go 6, 7, or 8 rounds." However, De La Hoya also voiced concerns about Tyson's legacy, adding, "It won't be dangerous for Tyson because he's been in the ring with monsters. He has a chin, and I'm confident he can still go the distance. But I'm just worried about his legacy." With several months left before Mike Tyson and Jake Paul face off on Netflix, the problem child is already stirring the pot. Paul has been challenging Tyson on Instagram, despite Tyson's calm response suggesting he could put him to sleep. Paul escalated the exchange with a follow-up post on his Instagram stories. While the younger fighter's confidence and bravado are evident, he may be underestimating the magnitude of his opponent. Yes, Mike Tyson is 57 years old, but his legacy as one of the most fearsome figures in combat sports is undeniable. With only 6 losses in 58 professional matches and an astonishing 44 wins by knockout, Tyson's dominance is legendary. While some may remember his quirky cameo in The Hangover, true sports fans know him as Iron Mike, a relentless force inside the ring. The recently leaked training footage only reinforces the fact that Tyson's skills remain formidable. Paul might be banking on the idea that Tyson's prime years are behind him and that he hasn't fought since 2020. However, in the world of professional fighting, success often hinges on training and skill. Even if Tyson isn't in peak physical condition, his decades of experience remain a significant advantage. What's truly impressive is that, nearing 60 years old, Tyson continues to maintain a remarkable level of physical fitness, defying the expectations of his age. One of the key factors that sets Tyson apart is his mindset and approach to the sport. While his opponent may be busy trolling and downplaying Tyson's abilities, Tyson himself isn't falling into the same trap. His candid criticism of his son's decision to face Paul, along with his insights into why traditional boxers resent the Paul brothers, reveals a depth of understanding honed over decades of experience. Now, turning to Tyson's leaked training footage, here's a glimpse of how he recently dominated his own trainer in the ring.
Today was the day, you know. Play with fire, sometimes happen.
On the other hand, Jake Paul remains unfazed despite the resurgence of Mike Tyson's training footage. He revealed, "A member of my team sent me this video that Mike's coach posted 2 weeks ago and asked me if I'm sure I want to do this. Yes I do." Paul, a heavyweight himself, also acknowledged Tyson's legendary status, stating, "He's the greatest heavyweight of all time and the most vicious knockout artist ever. But I'm younger, I'm faster, and I'm going to be working my ass off to get stronger." Despite the footage being from 4 years ago, Paul has stayed quiet about its origins, even as the context behind it has come to light in the comments on X. Unsurprisingly, Paul remains confident about his chances against the fighter who is 3 decades his senior. In a separate post, he declared, "My sights are set on becoming a world champion, and now I have a chance to prove myself against the greatest heavyweight champion of the world, the baddest man on the planet and the most dangerous boxer of all time. Time to put Iron Mike to sleep." Meanwhile, in a humorous skit, Jake attempted to play up his frustration, claiming that Tyson had mistaken him for his brother, Logan Paul, during their first meeting. Jake tweeted, "I idolized Mike Tyson until the first time I met him 4 years ago. He called me Logan. Going to make sure he knows who I am real close and personal." However, just as he boasted about knocking Tyson out, Jake quickly walked back his bold claim, showing a hint of hesitation beneath his bravado.
"You heard it right, motherfucker. I'm fighting Mike Tyson."
Oh shit.
I'm just so glad to have the honor to step in the ring with one of the most brutal, vicious, and most ruthless champions there's ever been.
Everyone is well aware of the clear danger facing the YouTuber, a fact even Jake Paul himself acknowledges, as seen in the skit he created. While Paul may be the one fueling the bravado, a single glance from Tyson is enough to make anyone reconsider their confidence. Meanwhile, fresh off overseeing UFC 299, Dana White found himself in the spotlight discussing the Tyson vs. Paul fight. He admitted, "He gets mad when I do this. I asked him not to fight, but Mike's almost 60 now, man. I don't know. The 54-year-old event organizer expressed some curiosity about seeing what Tyson can still do at his age, but made it clear he has reservations about matchups like Jake Paul versus the legendary Iron Mike. White criticized the significant disparity between the two fighters, stating his disapproval of such uneven contests. White added, "I love Mike Tyson personally as a friend, and he's one of my favorite athletes of all time. Let's see what he can do, go in there, put together a training camp, and come in. But I don't like seeing guys at his age fighting." He also emphasized the main reason behind his lack of enthusiasm for Tyson's upcoming bout with Paul, pointing out the substantial age gap of over 3 decades. "There's a 31-year age difference during that fight," White noted. Furthermore, he made it clear that neither he nor the UFC has any interest in organizing such matchups. This stance has remained consistent over the years, with White asserting, "You guys know what I think about that stuff."
During that fight, just, you guys know what I think of that.
During that fight, you guys know what I think about that stuff, Dana White remarked. Now, at 57, Tyson aims to complete the circle by facing the younger challenger in what he sees as a defining moment. However, amid the growing anticipation, concerns have been raised by analyst Stephen A. Smith, who worries about Tyson's well-being as he steps back into the ring. During a broadcast of the Stephen A. Smith Show, the 56-year-old commentator highlighted Tyson's recent reliance on a cane for walking, expressing skepticism about the hype. Smith admitted, "I confess to you, I can't buy the hype at this particular moment in time." While acknowledging the buzz surrounding the Paul vs. Tyson matchup, Smith voiced genuine concern about the possibility of Tyson sustaining a serious injury. Smith shared, "Daniel Cormier told me the last time he saw Mike Tyson was when Tyson walked into a UFC fight last year using a cane. It's hard for me to believe that someone walking into an arena with a cane is going to be in the kind of shape necessary to go up against somebody 30 years younger." It's worth noting that, in addition to being seen using a cane on multiple occasions, Tyson has also struggled with sciatica, as previously mentioned. This condition even forced him to leave Miami International Airport in a wheelchair back in 2022, further fueling concerns about his physical readiness for such a high-stakes fight.
He's been posting videos of his workouts on social media. So here's the question, are you buying the hype? I wish I could.
However, Stephen A. Smith praised Jake Paul for taking on the fight against Mike Tyson, calling it a money fight that makes sense. "It's Mike Tyson, that's fine. It's a money fight, I get it," Smith said. However, he urged Paul to take his boxing career more seriously at some point, adding, "If you keep telling us that you're taking boxing seriously, you're going to have to fight somebody closer to your age, somebody who was a contender, at the very least, in the sport. You don't have to fight Canelo Alvarez or David Benavidez, but you are going to have to fight a bona fide, legitimate fighter." Rewinding to 2 years ago, during an appearance on a podcast, Mike Tyson shared his thoughts on a potential fight with Jake Paul. Tyson dismissed Paul's boxing abilities, stating it would be an easy win for him. When asked if he could beat the influencer on the Full Send podcast, Tyson said, "easy, but I would never do it. He's like my own family. He's got balls, I'm talking about real balls. His punches, you can see coming a mile away. I'm 55, and I can see that coming a mile away." Tyson also claimed that he would only need 4 weeks of training to prepare for the fight, asserting that with daily boxing training for 30 days, he could defeat both Jake and Logan Paul without worrying about dieting. He said, "I would beat these, Jake and Logan Paul. I'd go straight at them. There would be no boxing. The only thing I have to do is be in shape. 30 days of boxing training every day, and I can fight anyone. If I'm boxing every day, I wouldn't even have to worry about diet." On the flip side, after the fight announcement, Jake Paul emphasized the significance of the event, suggesting it would be a must-watch regardless of viewers' allegiances or familiarity with boxing. Paul said, "Whether you're Team Paul or Team Tyson, or whether you're a lifelong boxing fan or watching your first fight, you're not going to want to miss this event." Finally, Tyson expressed his excitement for the potential fight, acknowledging Paul's improvement as a boxer and the thrill of testing a young fighter's will and ambition against his own experience and skill. Tyson described the matchup as a full-circle moment that would be thrilling to witness. He said, "I'm very much looking forward to stepping into the ring with Jake Paul. He's grown significantly as a boxer over the years. It will be a lot of fun to see what the will and ambition of a kid can do against the experience and aptitude of a GOAT." It's a full circle moment that will be beyond thrilling to watch. However, not everyone is convinced about the matchup. Columnist Skip Bayless found it hard to wrap his head around the idea of Paul facing Tyson. In the latest installment of Undisputed, Bayless openly mocked the upcoming fight, set for July 20th.
He's almost 60 years of age. Give Tyson. Like, if he did lose, wouldn't they say, well, he's almost 60?
Taking a different stance, Skip Bayless challenged the widespread belief that Tyson would easily defeat Paul, openly disagreeing with the popular opinion. As the announcement of the fight went public, Bayless remarked, "Well, I'll watch it." It's like a barroom argument that came to life. Despite Nakisa Bidarian, Jake Paul's manager, predicting that the Paul vs. Tyson bout would break viewership records in modern boxing, dissenting voices like Bayless's have emerged, criticizing the spectacle. Bayless scoffed at the idea of the matchup, suggesting it was born out of a casual, whimsical conversation over drinks in a dimly lit bar. He said, "Guys might be having some drinks and say, what if Jake Paul fought Mike Tyson, like, right now? What would happen? That's just something you throw around and argue about. Mike Tyson would kill him." But all of a sudden, it's almost like that pipe dream of a fight came to life, and somebody said, "Let's see what happens." However, as soon as these comments reached Jake Paul, the problem child responded on his Instagram stories, writing, "No, I don't agree, Skip." Paul dismissed the idea that the fight originated in a bar and expressed doubts about Tyson's ability to defeat him. He revealed that the concept of the fight had been in the works for 4 years. Similarly, Matchroom Boxing CEO Eddie Hearn found himself addressing questions about the highly discussed Paul vs. Tyson showdown. When asked about the fight, Hearn said, "You're asking the wrong guy. I'm a hardcore boxing fan. He's one of my heroes. I find it very sad." Hearn, a lifelong admirer of Tyson and a staunch supporter of traditional boxing, admitted that while the event would undoubtedly draw massive viewership and serve as entertainment, it was a disappointing development from the perspective of someone who deeply respects Tyson's legacy in the sport of boxing.
Hardcore boxing fan, he's one of my heroes. I find it very sad, but it's a big event. I understand people are going to watch it, and it's entertainment, I guess, but for someone that idolised the guy growing up.
He implied that for true boxing fans, witnessing such a spectacle was deeply disheartening. In a separate statement, Hearn continued, "It's a big event. I understand people are going to watch it. It's entertainment, I guess. But for someone who idolized the guy growing up, yeah, it's not the best day for real lovers of boxing. It's sad to see." Opinions on the upcoming bout vary widely, but Le'Veon Bell, the former Pittsburgh Steelers star turned boxer, is confident the fight will end in a decisive knockout. Bell predicts that Iron Mike will showcase his legendary power early on but believes Tyson will eventually tire and be defeated. Bell's focus seems to center on the significant age gap between Tyson and Paul. He tweeted, "He's going to be able to do that for about 30 seconds in round 1, then he'll be tired and get knocked out." But I'm not surprised that this is the perspective from people who don't fully understand boxing. While nostalgia may lead many to root for Tyson due to his iconic legacy, Olympic medalist Tony Jeffries urges boxing fans not to let sentiment cloud their judgment when evaluating the upcoming clash. Jeffries said, "With the fights Mike Tyson has had in his career against the best heavyweights out there, taking big solid punches to the chin, being knocked out multiple times, and with the lifestyle he's been living, what do you think his punch resistance will be like now?" Noticing the prevailing trend of fans favoring Tyson to win against Jake Paul, Jeffries felt compelled to share his perspective. He aimed to explain why Tyson might struggle against Paul, emphasizing that the Tyson of today is no longer the fearsome Iron Mike of years past.
Tyson versus Jake Paul. I've got so many thoughts on this. How it is absolutely disgusting and it should not be allowed. On the other side, I'm like, wow. A round of applause for these guys.
Jeff pointed out Tyson's departure from the disciplined lifestyle of an athlete, contrasting it with Jake Paul's strict commitment to a professional athlete's regimen, which is evident in his extensive training camp preparations. He then drew a comparison between Tyson and his younger opponent, stating, "Jake, on the other hand, has been living like an elite athlete. He's got the money to hire the best teams, the best nutritionists, the best chefs, the best training team, the best strength coaches. He has everything he needs to succeed." Jeff also suggested that Paul's entourage might have played a role in shaping his confidence, implying they could have reinforced the belief in his abilities. That's all for today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. For more exciting videos, make sure to hit the bell icon and stay updated. Subscribe to Boxing Hub now for all the latest in boxing.